What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we're actually gonna look at technically the last game of Gosu, right? Gosu. So there's this recent drama recently that this members of Gosu made a new team called Fallout because they were having an argument about who's gonna play in the roster and stuff like that. Apparently, it was like Melody. Yeah, Melody thinks that the XP lane is the problem, while General thinks that Melody is the problem, which is the roamer. So we'll figure it out here. I don't want to go into much of the drama since General is a really good friend of mine, and I don't want to like get into his business or anything. But let's figure out. Let's see. Let's see who's the problem. Is it really the XP, which is Uzi? Is it the roamer? Right. Based on the video I saw, um, they were arguing about that. But let's look at the draft first. Alright, so the draft, we have Kaj ban, common, Fredrin ban, common, Valentina ban, common. On the other hand, Wan Wan Joy, really common, and Framis. So, ban so far, no problem. Alright, I think if, for Ackerman actually, it would be better if they don't ban Fredrin. If they're planning on first picking Glue, like, why would you ban Fredrin? Because usually you want to pick Glue when you're against a Fredrin, right? So, like, your priorities are not straight. So if you're planning on first picking Glue, just open Fredrin. You counter the enemy jungler, right? But then again, you can flex Fredrin, so maybe they think that they might be confused in the draft, and they're forcing Team Gosu into like an assassin team composition. Because usually when a team sees a Glue, you want to play assassin, so it's a lot easier for you. You're more agile around the map, and it's harder for Glue to do his job. Right. On the other hand, they pick Yuzhong and Farza. This is most likely to avoid a Diggy pick and to avoid a Melissa pick as well. They have a backline. This is really good drafting so far from Gosu. Actually, I really like this. Yeah, this is really good from Gosu so far. But yeah, let's move on to the second and third pick of Ackerman and skip through it. They pick Eve. This is really good. They're also denying like a possible Melissa third pick for Gosu, so this is good. And they picked a Fanny, which is good against Farsa, and they don't have any types of hard CC yet. So Fanny's a really good pick here for Ackerman. So an option would probably be Akai here. I would guess Akai or Mardis, so that Mardis is not. For Akai it's a little hard because there's an Eve and Glue. For Mardis it's a little bit easier because Mardis has an immune on his second skill. So maybe Mardis might be a better pick for Gosu. But let's see. Akai is also a viable pick to counter the Fanny, and also Marty's second skill can also counter Fanny, right? So let's see what they pick here. Most likely, they pick Moskov instead, which is also pretty decent. A really good gold laner against a Fanny, but really hard against Eve. All right, Moskov is good against Glue and Fanny, but hard against Eve. So it's just okay for me. Just okay. Decent pick from Gosu. They could also have picked Brody still open, right? A gold laner that could go against the Fanny, but then again, there's an Eve and there's a Glue, so it's Brody's a little bit harder because he's not as mobile as Moskov. Moskov has AoE damage, plus Moskov can dash like in and out for like every like 3 seconds every time. During the later stages of the game, it's a lot easier for him to be agile and just move around the map compared to Brody. So Moskov is a decent pick for Gosu. Actually, not too bad. So now, if I'm Ackerman, I'm thinking like, okay, what else could counter Fanny? They don't have Gosu doesn't have a roamer yet. Gosu doesn't have a jungler yet, so they could ban a roamer or a jungler. There's Akai, Mardis. There is also Ruby, Kufra, right, for roamers. There is Franco, who's a pretty hard counter for Fanny right now, but I think Franco would be fine since they do have a Glue and Eve. So I think Franco is okay. There is also Chu, who's hard CC for Fanny, and also Knockup stops the Fanny cables now. So let's see what Ackerman bans. Oh, okay. So it was actually Gosu banning first. Sorry about that. So basically, Gosu could either, Brody is good in laning, but I don't think they needed to ban a gold laner for Gosu. For me, in my opinion. They banned, Ackerman banned Natalia while they already have Fanny and Eve. Even Fanny is it's really good against Natalia, so I don't think they needed to ban this. Honestly, this is a bad ban for Ackerman, for me. Yeah, I don't think it's a good ban. Maybe they're worried about their gold laner having trouble. Maybe Zia just doesn't want any like poison pick most likely. But in any case, like this is not a good ban for Ackerman in my opinion. Also for Gosu, I don't think this is a good ban. Like they could have targeted a roamer, I would say, because for me, enablers are way more important than carries, because your carries cannot do anything if they don't have anybody to enable them to do their thing, right? So maybe like there's still Atlas open for them. There's still Ruby open for them. Who else? There's still Grok open for them. Like there's many options, right? There's many roamers that could that Ackerman could possibly pick to do good, pretty good against this. But yeah, let's see what else they ban. Okay, they banned the Claude. Okay, Claude is that one is good. That one's actually pretty decent. Decent ban. Just so Farsa doesn't have as much backline potential. Nobody dives too much. I mean, Farsa is already hard to play when there's a Fanny, and then adding Claude into it will just make it harder for Farsa and Moskov, right? So that's why they're trying to avoid that. But the Brody ban, I really don't agree with. Finally, Ackerman banned the Akai, which I do agree with this time, right? Akai is a good pick against the Fanny. But yeah, they still have Martis. Who else is good against Fanny? Pretty decent against Fanny. I think that's about it. I think Martis is the only one. Or you could play like Cho Jungle if you play Cho Jungle. What else? Lancelot Tank. You could possibly play. Tank is really good against this. As for Gosu, they could play Ruby or Kufra against this. Most likely, I think. I think Chu would be like the best possible pick. It's like the safest pick for Gosu, but I don't know if they play Cho Rome, so we'll see. Let's see here. Okay, they picked the Lolita, which is for me, I kind of don't agree with. I don't agree with that Lolita pick, honestly. Um, the Eve doesn't get shielded, right? The only thing that Lolita could possibly shield is the marksman that's coming up here, which is probably like a carry, maybe. A carry or a Beatrix, maybe, right? So yeah, let's see. I'm not really in favor. Melissa's a good pick. Yeah, that's a good pick right there. But he needs to remember there is a Yuzhong and a Farsa, which makes it harder to play Melissa. So he's kind of ballsy. Zia is actually kind of ballsy to play this Melissa, to be honest with you. Plus, he doesn't have much peel. Like he only has glue to peel Melissa, but most likely glue's gonna go for like the back line, right? So like Zia, good luck to him. Hopefully Yuzhong counters this pick. It's gonna be hard for them to stop this Fanny. I think they really should have picked something else. This is where Gosu, I think, messed up the most in draft right here. The Lolita pick could have been Ruby, Cho, or Akufra instead. A lot better than Lolita. All right. Next up, and like I said, they could have picked the Grok, right? Instead of the Brody ban, they could have banned this just so Farsa could feather airstrike freely. Because if Grok walls the Farsa feather airstrike, you can actually cancel it by just using second skill and not even using your ulti, without even using your ulti. So it's extra CC, extra AoE damage, and extra, just map presence and map pressure. Because you could pretty much strike freely when you're Grok. And plus, you counter Lolita, right? You could cancel Lolita ulti with your ulti, and you're immune to her CC. So you could just mirror Lolita, and as long as you have info on Lolita, you're not gonna get counter engaged. So this is actually a really good, decent draft for Ackerman, I would say. Yeah. So far, Gosu's losing in draft just because of this. I think this is where they really messed up. Yeah, they really should have picked something else, and they really should have banned something else. But yeah, anyways, they still don't have a jungler. This is most likely gonna be a Martis. Martis gotta be the most viable pick here. Or Lancelot tank. That's it. There's nothing else. I cannot think of anything else. Ling. Okay, maybe for a backline for Melissa. Ling is also good against Glue, actually. This is not too bad. So they have a lot of backline. They have Farsa, Yuzhong, and Ling backline. So this is not a bad pick either for Gosu. Pretty decent. But they are super scaling, right? They are super scaling. Moskov needs to scale and Ling needs to scale. So, knowing that, even though they have a Yuzhong, they don't. The idea is to try not to fight in the early stages of the game, because Ling needs to farm a lot and Moskov needs to farm a lot. If they keep fighting in the early stages of the game and let the enemy snowball, it's not gonna be a good game for Moskov and Ling. All right. So you need to open up the map for them, which makes it the win condition for Gosu is just a little bit harder But the scaling is really good for Gosu. If they get to super late game, and just everybody gets full item, I think they could possibly win with this draft. But their win condition is a lot harder since they don't have a lot of CC to stop this Fanny if it's a good Fanny especially. Right? I don't know who their Fanny is, but overall I think Ackerman won the draft just because of the roamer and mid diff. I would say the mid is even 50-50, right? Both long range, both good poke. The roamer definitely won. Grok is definitely better than Lolita in terms of the matchup. In terms of laning, obviously Melissa is better than Moskov 1v1. But in terms of team fight, Farsa and Yuzhong is really good against Melissa. And Glue is a little bit useless, but most likely what Glue will do is just force Yuzhong to ulti or always target Lolita and just force Lolita to play safer. So overall, I think like Ackerman definitely have a slightly better draft, but at the end of the day, it all really comes down to the execution, right? So let's go on to the gameplay. Hopefully my camera's on the bottom left side. Yeah, it's on the bottom left side. So let's see here. Game number 3. Let's see if anything special is gonna happen. Again, we're trying to figure out what's the problem with Gosu, because they had another game after this and they actually won 2-0. So I'm guessing you don't get arguments and debates whenever you're winning, right? So I didn't want to review that game, their recent game, their last game as Gosu. So I wanted to review their most recent loss to really see what the problem is and what the argument is about. All right, so is it Melody or is it Uzi? So far, pretty standard start. Fanny starting blue. Ling actually started red, so that is good. Ling could actually do the turtle at 2 minutes because he's still gonna have blue buff by the time the turtle spawns. Does Ling have retry? He does. Let's see who gets this. Whoop. Uzi actually gets 1v1 by Uzi gets 1v1 by Glue. I don't know how. Let's kind of turn that back a little bit. So he's getting poked by... He already petrified here. You could see. So he's petrified. He's just poking, auto-attacking. One rule of thumb is you don't want to fight Glue at level 1 and level 2. Because Glue is very strong at the early stages of the game. So, I think, yeah. So far, Uzi, this is not good. He should know that he should know how to play this matchup a lot better. Because Yuzhong level 1 is not very strong if you compare it to Glue. Glue is really known for like the early stage because you could reset your first skill, right? When you go into the circle, you could keep stunning Yuzhong, and plus Yuzhong doesn't have flicker, he's gonna have petrify, so it's gonna be harder for him to escape unless he reaches level 2 and he can dash away. But it looks like he fought at level 1 while he doesn't have dash, which makes it harder to escape. And Uzi definitely messed that up at the early stage of the game. But let's see if he's gonna turn level 4 by the time 2 minutes comes. So right now, Uzi's lane is actually getting frozen. Right? Uzi's lane is getting frozen here. And it looks like Melody's going to clear mid just to get level 4. Yeah. Also, Farsa is going to try to clear this XP lane as well with Yuzhong to get both level 4. I don't know if Yuzhong's going to turn level 4. Not just yet, because he did miss a few minions earlier. If I was Ling, I could have taken advantage of knowing that, oh, Fanny started blue, so by the time Turtle comes, he's not going to have the blue buff. But the problem is, Uzi didn't turn level 4 when the turtle spawned, so Ling couldn't do the turtle. If Yuzhong was level 4 earlier, I think Gosu definitely could have fought for this turtle. Uzi, again, Uzi definitely ulted way too early, right here, I would say. Because nothing has happened yet. Like, the enemy jungler is not even at the turtle yet, and he knows that because he has vision here, right? So he doesn't need to rush at using his dragon. He could wait until the jungler actually shows up. The enemy jungler shows up, right? And once this turtle is at 50% HP and they're actually bursting it down, that's where he could dragon. So I would say, Uzi, this is a little bit too early. Because now that it's too early, what Ackerman could do is just reset the turtle and then re-engage a team fight now that you don't have, knowing that Yuzhong doesn't have dragon, right? That's most likely what's gonna happen. So they have a slight advantage, and Ackerman Glue still has ulti. So it's a slight disadvantage, definitely for Gosu, but they still ended up getting it. This Fanny went for the green. He went for the green camp instead of going for the turtle, which I don't understand because his team already baited out the dragon, right? His team already baited out the dragon, and they could actually kill this dragon. To be honest with you, and what Glue just needs to do is just give vision, which I don't get, and I also don't get why Grok blocked that. I think he tried resetting, but Lolita held it at mid there. Oh, they got so lucky. I don't know why the Fanny went for the green buff. I'm really not sure. Because they should have known, oh, Ling started red, right? They should have this info. They should be gathering this info. Did Ling start blue? Did Ling start red? By the time Turtle comes, is he going to have blue? By the time Turtle spawns after 15 seconds, is Ling still going to have blue? Fanny should have known that Ling doesn't have blue during this time, right? So the timer is really not on point for Ackerman, specifically for the Fanny. Right here, okay, so Yu Zhang just zoned out so that his team could get the turtle, which is good, but he did dragon a little bit too early earlier. Why? What the hell? Who did Grok ulti? Let's see. Who did Grok ulti? He honestly could have ulted here to cancel, and I really don't know why Grok also is scared, because they have the stronger front line, right? Glue and Grok. They shouldn't be scared of Yu Zhang, because the only hero that Yu Zhang could actually zone is Fanny and Eve, right? Yu Zhang is most likely, in most cases, gonna ignore the tanks, because if he does go to the tank, then Eve is gonna have free hit, free poke. So I don't know. Ackerman is actually playing really passive here, knowing that they have two frontliners for them, right? Compared to just Lolita. Okay. Right there. I don't know why Glue got scared. He should have been poking this instead. And actually like ulting this Lolita and forcing Lolita to get poked and recall. Or even after this this dragon. Like after this dragon, Glue could pressure this and just use his ulti and just poke down the dragon. Even if Gosu gets turtle, they get a trade. And they kill the dragon. But anyways, yeah, Gosu got the turtle. I don't know how Yu Zhang died right after. So Yu Zhang got stuck. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, he was trying to zone the jungler, so it's fine. Yeah, this is fine. He died for a trade, so it's a trade. If he died for no reason, I would understand. But yeah, the first death of Yu Zhang definitely not good, but the second death is okay. Okay, let's see here. Ling tried to gank mid. Not bad. Both gold laners are just doing a 1v1. Nothing special. Ackerman definitely could have played that a lot better, the first hurdle. Even though they have more kills, I guess. They have more kills. But yeah, let's see here. Gosu really gambled that, knowing that Ling doesn't even have blue and they went for turtle first, right? You don't know if there's going to be a team fight that's going to be happening or what. But it looks like Promise is putting really good pressure here. Uy, one. Nice. Really good gank from Gosu so far. 4-man gank. That's the 4-man synergy right there. I like that. I like that. And that was a pretty good ulti from Lolita at the single bush here, by the way. Really good ulti just to zone out, knowing that they were going to burst the turtle. But Grok should have seen that, because Grok could immune by just holding first skill, right? And you could cancel with your ulti. But he gave away map pressure so free. He's so scared. I don't know. Maybe just doesn't have confidence, maybe. Okay, Lolita's kind of stuck here. He's kind of dead. Alright, let's see. So, he's giving vision here on the left side of the map. Which he sees. He saw the Eve there, right? And he sees Glue at the right side, fast clearing mid. So, what he should do... I don't think there's any point in staying here. That's it. Yeah, there's no point in staying here. If anything, Lolita should be staying here on this bush instead. The one that I'm pointing at on the minimap. This is a little bit too overextended and just kind of isolated to his teammates, which makes him easier to pick off. So, yeah, this is a little bit too overextended for Lolita. He should have been here in this bush right here. But anyways, and instead of dashing that way, he could have dashed this way. Actually, yeah, he could have dashed this way. I think he might have had a chance to live, but Fanny would probably ulti even if he dashed this way. But it's higher chance to live if he went towards this way. Like I said, Lolita is hard in this draft, right? I don't know who drafted for Gosu, but I would already expect that Lolita's gonna be hard. There's a Fanny. How are you gonna stop Fanny? If it was Kufra or Ruby or Cho, definitely could have survived that, I think. Anyways, let's see here. Yu Zhang. Okay. Fast cleared his lane. He's trying to fast clear mid, I think, or he's trying to respond to the turtle so that they could do a full-on team fight. And this is kind of weird from Gosu, because they're kind of setting the tempo, even though they're the late game scaling type of team composition. Ling and Moskov, they're the ones setting the tempo, which is, it shows confidence. This time it's a good dragon from Uzi, actually, really good dragon. Uzi, petrify the. What happened there? I don't know why. I don't know why Uzi fell back. Yeah, Uzi could have stayed around this vicinity, because even if he went this way, like, what is he gonna do to Glue and Grok, right? And he's not gonna be able to peel the Ling. He can't do anything. The best thing that could happen is there's DPS on this turtle, and then Ling could just ulti and then retry and then first skill away, right? But Yu Zhang kind of, I don't know. I don't know why he went here. He definitely could have gone to the Fanny, like stay in this vicinity, make sure that Fanny doesn't come near, and maybe petrify so that Fanny can't go in. Because petrify would definitely stop Fanny and hopefully a knockup, right? But in this case, it was a really good Grok ulti because it put Ling into a stun. So really good timing from Grok actually. And I think Anna could have definitely ulted earlier. Right there. Right there. He definitely could have ulted earlier. And he should have stayed in this wall instead. Yeah, he should have stayed in this wall, and then when the turtle's HP is going down, you second skill and then ulti right away, which makes it harder for Grok to time his ulti and stun you, right? But in this case, he kind of messed up, I would say. Gosu should have had this turtle, in my opinion. Even though Yu Zhang did not fully cover the Fanny, because it's a Yu Zhang. How are you going to stop Fanny, right? Both of them messed up the retry, actually. But yeah, Ling kind of messed that up just a little bit. Okay, nice poke, nice disengage from Gosu. Again, the win condition for Gosu is try not to fight, right? So actually them going for these turtles, it's really ballsy. They're supposed to be farming for a while. Farming, and just defending, right? So they're actually fighting. Yeah, they're actually fighting. Instead of macroing and trading like an opposite tower. Which is, it's not bad, because Ackerman is also fighting as well. And they have a scaling gold lane as well. Let's see what happened to Yu Zhang here. He doesn't have dragon, I think. Does he have dragon? No, he doesn't have dragon. And he's getting poked down by Eve. So that's why he struggled against this Glue. Okay, nice. Ooh, Glue messed up. Why did he ulti the Yu Zhang inside the tower? Never click that ulti if the enemy is inside the tower. There's just no point. The tower is just gonna focus you. But they get a trade, XP for an XP, but it's still not a good ulti from Glue. I don't think it's necessary for Glue to actually go on top of Yu Zhang. They still would have killed Yu Zhang, I think. Or if they don't kill Yu Zhang, they get tower, right? They get the tower low. Okay, this is decent so far. The gold lane has been quiet. It's just been 1v1s. Did Anna have ulti there? Or did Zia have ulti there? Let's see. Yeah, Zia still has ulti. So that's why Ling did not want to commit. Which is good. Just farm. You don't have to fight. Your Ling and Moskov, just farm. Okay, good. Both teams are actually playing decent. I'm gonna be honest with you. Both teams are playing decent. Nice poke from Farsa. Nice. Nice zoning from Yuzhong. Okay, that's the chill. Chill. Okay, that is where they messed up. I don't know who called that. I don't know who called that. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. That is where they messed up. Gosu. They got too greedy. Because if you think about it, they're already doing their job, right? They're already doing their job. They're poking down the Grok. They're making Melissa and Grok retreat from this tower so that Moskov can take this objective, and they achieved the goal. You will see they achieved. Grok ulted away. Melissa dashed away, right? And there's the minions. There's actually no minions here, for Moskov to take this down, to take this tower down. So there's no objective in mind when starting a team fight. First of all, right, I told you guys earlier that their composition, they're supposed to be farming, supposed to be scaling. They should not be looking for team fights. But from what it looks like, whoever the shot caller is from Gosu, whoever shot called this specific play, it's not a very disciplined decision, right? You don't have minions here. There's no way for you to push this tower, so there's no point in you pressuring and zoning out the enemies. You're just going for kills at this point, right? So this is no discipline. Like, this is overcommitting. Lolita ulti, Yuzhong ulti, and even Ling. This is so not worth it. This is definitely where they messed up. This is the first major mistake from Gosu. See that? It is not worth it. For me. Not worth it. So now Fanny's gonna be here, probably gonna kill Lolita. Cannot stop the Fanny. And they get to defend this tower. So they get a 3-4-2, and they ended up defending the tower. And I don't know if Yuzhong or Ling ulti is going to be up by the time Turtle gets taken. Right? So these timers. Definitely a major mess up right there from Gosu. Ooh, this is really good zoning from Nicolette. Okay, nice. Okay. Fanny did not have ulti, but if Fanny had ulti there, it definitely could have killed the Moskov. So I understand why he didn't go in. So that was actually really good. Good discipline from Ackerman. Commended. Okay, Ling still needs the blue buff. And like I said, right, since he died earlier, it's going to be the timing. The timers are not there. Yuzhong doesn't have ulti. They cannot contest for this. And Ling needs to get his buff and needs to catch up on XP. So the Gosu got punished just a little bit. This is good from Ackerman. Is Fanny gonna use his retry? Let's see. No, he's not gonna use his retry, but he doesn't have enough time to actually contest for the blue buff to try and steal it. So it's okay. Okay, Fanny trying to get a pick off on Ling. That's all right. Ackerman, I like this setup right now. They're looking to set up for this top lane objective on this tower, which is really good. And Glue and Fanny are just pressuring the bottom lane, doing a 2v2, which is also very good. Nice. They know they win this matchup. Without Ling and Yuzhong, they win this matchup really hard. First of all, Grok could cancel the Lolita and the Farsa, right? Melissa has so much poke and has so much range compared to Moskov, and also Eve could pretty much counter the Moskov. So a really good setup from Ackerman. I like that. Okay, next, they just need to wait for the Lord. It's 70 seconds. I think that one play just really messed up Gosu so hard. Cause now they're like what 4K gold for a 4K gold deficit, which is it's big, right? It's big because you're scaling team composition and you want to be like at least 50-50, like the same amount of gold, so that you can keep up and defend, right? Because if the enemy team snowballs, it's gonna be really hard to win the game. Your team is not gonna get the items they need. So anyways, I think Gosu just needs to focus on getting Ling his blue buff. If Ling is not able to get the blue buff, the only thing Ling could do is split push. And that's exactly the case. So this is really bad setup from Gosu as well. In a way, it's because of the draft. Like like I said, right? The Grok has so much map pressure. You're not scared to check bushes and stuff like that, and you're only against a Lolita, right? And if Lolita does engage on you, he probably can't stun you if you have your first skill hold it up, And if Lolita ultis you, you can just cancel it, right? And counter engage. That's why it's hard. But anyways, Gosu could have set up for this blue buff a lot better. Because Ling is still clearing this bot lane while his blue buff is about to be up in like 5 seconds. When you should be ready, like you should be prioritizing your blue. You are a blue dependent hero. You should be setting. This is high priority objective for both teams because this guy is a fanny for both teams. This is a really high priority objective. Now I understand if you're on like a Fredrin or a utility jungle. I understand. Okay, blue buff is not that important, but you're a Ling. You are a Ling. You guys need to set up for the blue buff a lot better, and you guys need to prioritize it. Like it should be on top of your list in terms of priorities. And having a blue buff dependent enemy makes it even more important. So now the Lord is up. Hopefully, did Yu Zhang dragon earlier? Yeah, he dragoned. First of all, that's also a mistake, by the way, because they don't have info, they don't have the map pressure, and it's already too late. Like the timing is already too late. When did Lolita see the Grok here? Right here. Lolita sees the Grok here. They know Lolita knows that they're starting the blue buff. So Yu Zhang should know the timing on when to dragon or if to dragon at all if they're gonna contest this. They should be shot calling or are we gonna contest the blue buff? If we're gonna contest, I'm gonna go dragon. If Ling is not gonna contest, don't bother using the dragon because the Lord is about to be up in 26 seconds. And if you do use the dragon right now, it's gonna be wasted. And by the time Lord is up, you're not gonna have dragon. So having Uzi actually use dragon here is actually really bad. So far Uzi, I would say definitely not playing really well, I would say. Yeah, definitely not playing well. He even fought after, but he doesn't die, so it's okay. Glue also doesn't have ulti, which doesn't make sense to me because they don't really need to do anything. They don't need to kill this guy. He's not useless, but again, he's not as effective if he doesn't have dragon. So Glue could just save his ulti for when the Lord is actually up, and then pressure the Lolita. So now both XPs are actually kind of both XPs are kind of maybe go block move. not a good move from both XPs at all, I would say. They should have took it as a win. They got the blue buff and they forced the Yu Zhang to dragon. They should have already taken it, or their mindset should be, oh, we have an advantage. So Ling and Moskov, the best thing to do is just split push top lane. Let Ackerman get the Lord and split push top lane and just farm. They cannot contest for this. They don't have dragon. They don't have anything. They don't split push. They're still looking for this. They definitely could have traded right here, so you can see. Especially Ling. Ling definitely could have traded for this, and you know that. Ling could get the tower and just first kill away. But they don't get anything. No trades at all. So, yeah. Definitely needs a lot more fundamentals. Needs more knowledge about how to approach these types of trades. Okay. Now, how is Ackerman gonna flow the waves? Let's see. Okay. Why is Zia clearing mid? Are you clearing mid, Zia? I can see it. Yeah, he cleared mid. Why? I guess it's okay. I don't think it's okay. Yeah, he cleared mid. I don't know why. It's a little bit too quick. It's not super bad. It's not super bad. But it's a little bit too quick. Definitely could have delayed it just a little bit. I don't know why Zia cleared that too early. Because they definitely could have taken advantage of those super minions at mid. Because the bot lane was getting pressured by the Lord, right? And if they actually, if Ackerman actually focused the top lane, knowing that the Lord is already getting escorted by Glue and nobody's gonna clear it on the other team, Ackerman could have definitely prioritized this tower first. And then after getting this tower on the side lane on the top side, they could go for the mid tower if Zia delayed this minion, right? This minion wave at mid. They could have gotten both these towers. Now, going for a base tower at a first Lord is kind of risky for me, right? But again, their gold lead is really high. So that's why maybe they're confident. But for me, it's still a no-go for me. First of all, they have a Farsa, really high wave clear. Second of all, they have a Moskov, really high wave clear. They have a Dragon, really good zoning. Whenever enemies trying to siege, you can zone out. Right? So maybe they're just trying to get the passive for this base tower, which could also be good. Which they did get. But if you ask me, I would rather get two second tier towers instead of a passive on a base tower, right? So Ackerman kind of messed up there, in my opinion. Small mess up. The punish game is not as strong. It's not as efficient, right? Definitely could have punished a little bit better. And Ling, I don't even know why Ling went for the mid lane, because there's no way he was gonna get this tower with that amount of HP. What Ling could have done? Oh, sorry about that. What Ling could have done is just go top lane and just save this tower, maybe, even though it's 1 HP, obviously. But like staying here with a 1 HP cannon minion, same thing, right? Yeah. You could have tried saving this and avoided a global gold for the enemy and map pressure as well. So yeah, a little bit of a not a major mistake. It's just small details that could be improved and polish. Same thing for Ackerman. Like I said, like Ackerman could have punished Gosu so hard with that Lord, but the wave management for the Lord wasn't really on point. And the priority on their towers really not on point. It should be Zia calling which tower to go for first, since he's the marksman. He's the one that's going to be sieging the towers. He should know what to go first. Usually the rule of thumb is to get, especially in the first Lord, the rule of thumb is get all the second tier towers first before trying to go for a base tower. That's usually the rule, in most cases, right? Let's see what's next. They're just gonna wait for the Lord. What happened to Ling here? Let's see. Really good ulti from Grok, I think. What a nice ulti from Grok right there. Well played. Ackerman is timing the blue buff. They know their objective better, and they are prioritizing this blue buff, making sure that Ling doesn't get this, so it deems Ling useless. Farsa gets taken out. This is not good. This is not looking good for Gosu. Lolita gets taken out. I would say yes, definitely there are some gameplay problems for Gosu, but I think this specific game in general is mainly because of the draft, in my opinion. Mainly because of the draft. I don't know who drafted for Gosu, but definitely could have been a lot better. Also, the play here was really game-changing on the top lane, right? Remember earlier? Really game-changing. It really changed the tempo of the game, because Gosu was holding the tempo. They were out-macroing Ackerman, but they just kind of gave it away. They were farming freely, and they were about to get a tower, but they were not patient. They don't understand their win condition, which I would say a lot of NA teams don't have. Like, they don't understand that concept of win condition. Obviously, the esports scene is just growing in NA. They don't have like coaches and stuff like that. I don't know if they have coaches. So nobody explains it to them, and they just play the way they want to, and nobody tells them. They don't know what they're doing wrong. They don't know how to polish these little things, how they could make it better, right? So Ling, the only thing Ling could do is split push, makes Ling useless. Doesn't have blue buff, right? It's the blue buff. Ackerman is timing so well as well. Look, they're ready for it. Ling just needs to cut lane. I don't think they could do anything here. Nobody stops Fanny. Fanny is good against Farsa, which makes it harder. Melissa has no pressure from Yuzhong, because Yuzhong is not really fed right now. Good defense from Gosu, though. How did Ackerman not get anything? Give me 1 second. Let's see the flow of minions again. So they're flowing this bot lane. I think they flowed mid too early. Yeah. Alright, so again, let's talk about wave management when it comes down to lords. Alright, so if one base tower is down on the side lane, for example, or even the mid lane, it doesn't matter, or even the top lane, as long as one base tower is down, the rule of thumb is you want to fast push where the Lord is going to be, right? So the Lord gets to the enemy base first, and the enemy is going to be distracted at clearing the Lord instead of your super minions where there are still base towers. So while the Lord is pushed up here quicker than your other lanes that have base towers, you're going to be sieging these towers while the enemy is busy clearing the Lord. But in this case, Ackerman did not do that. They actually cleared mid and top first, which deemed their Lord kind of useless. They did not manage the wave well. Alright? So yeah, small detail, but it really does matter because the punish game, like, it's really important. If you don't take advantage of this Lord well, look, the Lord is still here and their super minions are getting freely cleared by the enemy team. If the Lord was here already, right? If the Lord was fast cleared and they delayed the top lane and mid lane, and the Lord was here, Farsa would be busy clearing this Lord, Moskov would be busy clearing this Lord, and they would have the chance to get the base tower. Ackerman would have the chance to get the base towers. But yeah, they did not do that. Yeah, just delay. Yeah. Horrible wave, man. That was really bad. That one's really bad. The first Lord, not as bad. Second Lord, really bad. And also, did Ling get a blue buff? Yeah, Ling actually got a blue buff as well. This is really bad for Ackerman. I thought they were timing it because Grok and Fanny were there, but I guess they were kind of forcing because they saw their super minions already in. If they delayed this, just imagine if they delayed the mid lane and the top lane, they would have had the chance to deny the Ling blue buff and get the base tower at the same time, right? If they delayed and managed the wave correctly. But they were rushing themselves, so now Ling has a blue buff. So now he could freely move around the map. Which really matters. It really does make a difference. Let's see, how is Anna gonna approach this? Oh, please don't get 1v1 by Fanny. Oh, Grok is gonna go for another ulti here. Anna, ulti! First kill away, first kill away, bro. Yeah, there you go. You cannot 1v1 Fanny, I think. Okay, now Gosu's win condition right now is just defend and hope for the best. Defend and hope for the best. That's it. Get items, hope for the best. Hopefully they mess up. Which, yeah, that win condition sucks. You're pretty much depending on your enemy to be undisciplined and mess up. But so far they're doing really good defending this. Why did Yuzhong Dragon? Hello? Hello? Yuzhong, you could simply just walk away this way, no? Instead of walking this way, you could walk away this way and just get out of Eve ulti, no? Why you need to dragon? Uzi! Yeah, look! He went this way instead of just walking this way. Why? That doesn't make sense. You didn't have to dragon. Yeah. Okay, now I could see. I could see where the problem is. I mean, yes. Well, let's say Uzi's playing. Oh my god. Whoa. My god. Anna. What the heck? Who's Anna? Nice four blades. Wow. But, like I said, Gosu is depending on the enemy being undisciplined. And Ackerman was a little bit too greedy there and overcommitted, I would say. But Ackerman, they're timing this blue buff pretty well, so let's see. They're actually timing this blue buff really well, so denying it. And the Lord is going to be up. So, Ling is not going to have blue buff when this Lord is up. Okay. Alright, so no blue buff for Ling. Let's see how Ackerman approaches. Oh my god, he messed up! And he bumped into... Oh my god. What happened? What happened to your dash, bro? I don't even know how that's possible. He messed that up so bad. Okay, now it's a free Lord. Big RIP. Feels bad. Feels bad. So unfortunate. I don't know. It's a free Lord. And I think this might be the Lord last push. So let's see. How is Ackerman going to approach this now? So what they want is delay the top lane and let the Lord push first. And the bot lane push first. So let's see. Okay, this is good. I mean, it's a low HP tower, so it's fine, I guess. Now they push with the Lord. Nice. This is good. All right, Grok, Grok, get ready to counter the Farsa. Grok, Grok, Grok. And okay, Glue, nice. Oh, Glue actually flickered in, no? Yeah, Glue tried canceling the Farsa, flickering in, but he kind of messed up. All right, Yuzhong is trying his best to zone out the enemy. This is good. Lolita going for an ulti. Boom, only no follow up because Moskov was low. And I think what happened? What happened here? What happened here? Oh my god, Melissa free hit. Oh my god, Melissa is free hit. This is GG. Yeah, GG. Alright. So looking at this last game specifically, right? I didn't see game 1, I didn't see game 2. Maybe Melody messed up game 1, game 2. I don't know. But this specific game, game 3, Uzi definitely messed up a lot. But as a team, they messed up earlier here, right? Like not knowing their win condition or not being disciplined enough. Picking a team fight even though they're a scaling type of team. What else? I think the draft was definitely could have been a lot better for me. The draft could have been a lot better. The first phase draft was good. The second phase not as good. But yeah, I don't think it's not much of a problem. I don't know what they argued about. Like, it's not like a major problem. It's just really simple fundamental mistakes that could easily be fixed. To be honest with you, if they have the right guidance. So I don't know. I guess it all comes down to attitude and how players will take criticism. You know, if you don't like hearing criticism, if you're not willing to learn, then that's on you, bro. That's on you. If you don't want to learn and improve, that's on you. But anyways, yeah, I'm kind of shocked that Gosu disbanded and renamed to Fallout. Now I don't know how they're doing now. I haven't seen a recent game from them. But they're not bad. They're not bad at all. It's just a little bit of polishing and knowing the win condition. That's all they need. Like a little bit of guidance, and they could be a pretty solid team. They're not bad at all. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Hopefully you guys learned a lot. But before you leave, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell for more upcoming analysis for the other teams as well, and not just NA region. Maybe I'll do PH region. I'm not gonna do Indo since I'm in Indo. I'm in MPL Indo, so I'm not gonna do Indo. So sorry about that in advance. But anyways, bye guys. Peace.